Hi guys, it's me Vanessa again, and yeah, in today's episode, I'm basically going to talk to you guys about creating different board categories. So, in the previous episode, I talked about settling on a content calendar, and most importantly, actually settling on a pinning strategy. So, I mentioned how I was using Levy Rhodes' Pinterest shortcut course, and it's been super beneficial. And in that course, she talks about the waterfall method. So I'm basically going to use that to inform a lot of the decisions that I make for, creating pins, creating boards. A lot of the, uh, yeah, best practices are basically from her course. So I highly recommend you guys checking it out because I would probably butcher explaining all of this, explaining every every single thing that I'm doing because it's very much based on the course, and then this little check-in, that video that I make for you guys ends up becoming a course on its own, which would be too long for YouTube, I think. But anyway, so previously I talked about how I was going to use a specific kind of content calendar for now and see if that works for me. Once I start actually scheduling the different pins, I might come to, I might face some difficulties, but that's something I'm going to face next week. So do check out that episode where I actually start scheduling my pins and seeing how it works with the content calendar that I've made to adapt my needs at the point. That also has a lower entered barrier, and it makes more sense for me. Basically, it's easier for me to do right now. But yeah, creating a board is something that I didn't know was super important for Pinterest before learning more about it. And Levy Road also mentions this in her course where Pinterest developers, and there's a really good article about this, I think, yeah, that she quotes in her course, and how, and I think it was written 4 years ago, but it's still relevant, and maybe they've changed certain things around, and if you're into understanding the technicalities of Pinterest algorithm, but they really do actually favor pins relevant pins to relevant boards. And so you can create multiple different boards and test them out to kind of find that secret, not secret sauce, but like the winning pairing that will then benefit you for ranking, not only for the pins but also for the boards, because Pinterest ranks both those things. So you kind of want to exploit uh that relationship. So through the waterfall method, she actually first talks about spacing out, like creating four different pins, and these four different pins all can all be to one URL, and one URL is basically a singular blog post, because Pinterest does not discriminate when it comes to, you know, you can have, as long as the pins are fresh, you could keep using the same URL to direct traffic to. So that's why you kind of see a lot of people creating pins that rank well, that have what do you call this? They're just going to a homepage, but they're created by the same person, and they're ranking for many different search terms. So it's not like Google, where that'll be, you'll be hit with spam. It'll be looking like it's spammy or a black hat SEO trick. For Pinterest, it actually works. So anyway, as I was saying before, so the fact that I would create four different pins for one particular blog article, and the blog article that I'll show you guys again. Yeah, that I'm basically going to be linking to is this article about different types of lamps, because I have an affiliate link over here. Um, and yeah, so I was thinking, like, because once more, this is what works for me, because I'm starting from scratch with a blog and a Pinterest account. It might be different for you guys out there. So if you're planning on taking my route, I think one of what I decided to do is actually create the categories around a blog post, because this will also help me fill up my Pinterest page. So as you can see, I've already created like three before: minimalist lamps, modernist zen, and Japandi lamps. I have one about bonsai trees, because that's also one of the products, one of the affiliate products that I have a link for. So that's why it's there. Um, Oops, sorry, gonna head back there. But loafers is something that is completely unrelated, but it's just there, so please kindly ignore it for now. But what Levy Road also said is that you should have at least four to five boards per category, or I mean, sorry, 4 to 5 boards that you can use for your blog article that's related to your blog article. So I feel like these lamps, having topics about specific lamps because my niche is in design might be useful. And also she said not to create them all in one day. So I've created these 3 boards over the course of like a week and a half. So and the Modern is Zen is a board that I already had before because it's yeah, you don't kind of want to create a board and then just start pinning other content to it because that might be flagged from Pinterest. So yeah, you kind of want to create it organically, and I've sort of like organically been repinning other people's content, or this is like a fresh pin that I've created from the board. I mean, sorry, from my blog post, um, and other ideas. So I'll basically show you guys live like how I come up with figuring out these category pages because I don't have a full blog that I can make use of. So pendant lighting is also a way to basically describe the kind of lighting that I'm selling on Amazon, or like the Amazon product that I have an affiliate link for. So what I do is I go to find topic ideas because then I can create a board on the specific topic. So pendant lights is kind of like the bigger topic, but I want subtopics underneath, or like a more specific niche. So as you can see, I've already highlighted before pendant lighting for kitchen. So I think that this is kind of like an interesting, very specific board that I could definitely create content for. So based on that, and it's also something that I know I could like make a relevant pin to post to my blog article. So then I'm gonna go back to my account and head over to saved, create new board, and pendant lighting lighting kitchen, and have that as a board, and I can just make it public as I go. And what was recommended was that you could then pick, save a few relevant pins to my profile that I think would fit the niche. So I'm looking for these like minimalist lamps that kind of look like Japanese Zen vibes, and and just kind of, she says to kind of do 5 per day. So I think I've done like around 4 if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna click done. And another thing she recommends, so actually I did 6. Oh, my bad. So I can maybe but it's fine. Like it's just an estimation of how many you can add. And then she says like you should add pins to that like every 48 hours. So not to sort of do all of it in one go, because then it's just like you're feeding your new board with a lot of content, and that might flag Pinterest, and you won't really be awarded good rankings with that. And so what I tend to do, what I would intend to do then in the upcoming days for this board, is to then click on more ideas, so that I could add other content and to my board that's relevant. She also, with Pinterest, it's not just about reposting other people's pins, right? You also want to create fresh content. So having the fresh pin that I'm going to create myself, that's something separate that I'm going to do in scheduling pins and like further down the line. But you also want your board to be a mix of like content you're reposting on Pinterest, and also other fresh content that you can actually get from other people's blogs. So for example, maybe let's just see this, if this is a blog post. Yeah. Okay, this is more of a website, but I think for these specific lamps, they might be, it might all be to websites. And this might work better for different niches, right? But what you can basically do is install, and I have this plugin. I think if you have Tailwind, they have their own plugin, but you can also make use of Pinterest's plugin. But I don't think this is like a really great example. Maybe we can try this one. So it's basically, you could save the images from a website as a new pin on Pinterest. So, for example, I really like this one because it fits in with the, yeah, it basically fits in. I'm just gonna move myself over there. Fits in with the topic of my board, which is pendant lighting for kitchen. And then I can create next, and then I can just save that as a, yeah, and it acts as well as a fresh pin, sort of. You're kind of mixing it from content that's only on Pinterest to also outside Pinterest. So it's showing some sort of organic behavior. Because ultimately, to be a Pinterest marketer, you want to be able to do this at scale, and you don't necessarily have the, time to sort of like mimic natural behavior or how someone would pin. But Levy has mentioned that this method works. So yeah, basically pinning, repinning stuff that's already on, adding pins from Pinterest to your board, the suggested, and also going onto these blog articles and looking for other images to add, because this image wasn't here, but it's a blog with other images that I then saved into my board. So yeah, I think that's it for this episode, where I'm basically setting up the different board categories. I'll create one more board category, and then the next time you'll basically see me scheduling my pins and then eventually creating my pins. There's so much leading up to that point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and talk to you guys next time. Bye.